So it looks like we can move this hole up a little bit. So I'm going to push this drill bit against the top here and try to move that up a bit. There's some variation to the shape these go onto, so this hole isn't always super accurate, but it looks like we're in about the right place there. Now we're going to take this bit and we're just going to pierce through very carefully. Actually, let's use the 1/16. It's a little bit more accurate. Trying to maintain like level and straight, and we're just going to pierce through the cardboard of the turret and use a bit of a skewer to enlarge that hole. Now we need to round this, but only in this area. So instead of using a bamboo skewer, we're going to use a round toothpick because it's just a very small, it's a tight rounding rather than a gradual one. So we just round that and leave the side straight, fold it over where you scored it, and we'll just glue this. Sort of like a keyhole shape, essentially. Okay, so I had a bit of, just a tiny bit of patch here. And some 4-1 glue. Oops. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, and so now we've got that made. Test the gun. And this part fits over it like this. And if you can, try to get the gun as much toward the top of this as you can. So it should essentially sit at the top, and the bottom will be an open, empty space. That's optimal. You may not always get that if the shape of the front isn't quite right for that, but this one's working great. So glue this in and then put that on afterwards. I could have actually left this a little bit longer, it would have been fine. But this is going to work. So we'll just sit that in, not very deep. Now usually I would recommend that you seat it in exactly the angle that you're going to want it to be in, but it's just barely holding on there, so I don't think any seating we do will be permanent until this part supports it. So I'm just make sure. There we go. So you want to make sure that you're pointing straight ahead. There we go. And you don't want to have any of where it expands showing outside of this. And make sure your bell is straight up and down, or your keyhole is straight up and down. And you're achieving the elevation that you want. So there's a lot to look out for as this glues in. Bits to modify and push. So just keep looking at it. And we can put another layer of glue just around the edges here to seat it permanently when we're happy. And later on, we're going to fill this with plasticine and then just glue over it, and that's what that is. It's not supposed to be hollow like that. It is actually a solid surface. But we'll take care of that later, once this is set. All right. T-34, looking more and more like one every day.